Hey everyone, welcome to the full moon in Capricorn reading that I'm going to do. And this is going to be climaxing on June 24th at 12:39 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so that's in the afternoon. So wherever you're at in the world, that's for you there. In this reading can impact you really a week before, and then also up to the new moon that happens a couple weeks after that full moon. So this will be for around that 3-week period. But of course, these readings are always timeless. Creator and Spirit are never bound by time or space. So if you came across this video and were drawn to it, trust your gut, and I'm sure there's messages here for you. So we're going to pick a card reading. You'll have 3 options, and you can choose as many as you would like, of course. The first option is going to be the full moon in Capricorn itself. So that'll be card number 1. And then reading number 2 is actually just going to be the generic full moon itself. So not specific to Capricorn, just that it is a full moon. And then lastly, we have an option for the new moon in Capricorn. And this we're going to kind of look back at when the last new moon happened in Capricorn back in January and just talk about the 6 months or 5 months or so that have happened in that cycle up to that point. So that'll be option number 3. If you are going to choose just option 2 or just option 3, the timestamps will be in the description box below, and we're going to go ahead and start with reading number 1. Right. If you chose reading number 1, which is the full moon in Capricorn, then this is the reading for you. And it talks about the end of a tough cycle approaches. So before we jump into the reading, I just always love to start off by just welcoming the Creator here with us and acknowledging your presence here. You always are around us. And we're so grateful that each moment that you desire to be with us, it's filled with your unconditional love for each and every single one of us. So we welcome you and we thank you so much. We also welcome our support team on the other side of all those beings of unconditional love and light. We welcome you here to help bring messages as well. So the information around a full moon in Capricorn, I'm kind of just using this Moonology Oracle card guidebook, which is what all these cards are from there, just to get some of the basic information for us. The things that stood out for me, of course, it says that it is the end of a tough cycle. That's what's approaching here. So you've been working hard. A message is don't give up if you want that job position, that promotion, that relationship, whatever it may be. And if you want it and you really want it, then it's time to make a plan. And make the plan, follow the little steps, and then release the outcome, and trust the Creator that things will unfold. Just do your steps as you go along. If you're not sure if you want that thing, take time to contemplate it. You know, endings are coming, so you're either going to step up into that next level and move forward even further in the thing that you wanted, or you're going to be leaving it behind because you've decided that, you know what, after I've done work in it and pursued it or researched it and stuff, don't have that drive, or that it's not making my heart sing, so I'm going to let that fall and pursue a new direction. So that's kind of the energy that is around this full moon in Capricorn card. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull a card here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle to start off, just to see kind of over this 3-week period, starting like a week before the full moon and a couple weeks after, just what the Creator would like you to know about the energies that are coming for you. Not coming like for you, like they're coming to get you, but they're what energies are going to be unfolding for your benefit, for your highest experience. I don't want you to think that something's coming to get you. All right, Creator, what do you want those that chose reading number 1 to know about the energies that are coming over this 3-week period, please? What would you like them to know? Okay, nope, that's my fault there for dropping the ball. Let me see here. Okay. I can just make it a clear message here for us, please. We love clear messages. Okay. So that is the one. Yep, and it's like fear. What are you fearing? This is card number 11 at the very top there. It's kind of faint up here. But yeah, it's like, what are all these thoughts? This reminds me of a deck that I use. In fact, I'm going to use it here, the Light Seers Tarot. It shows the swords, or the air element, having to do with the mind and our thoughts and our mindsets and beliefs, our crows. And so all these birds are flying around, and there's this caged feeling that's coming around. It's like, what are you afraid of? You know, you're hiding yourself, you're hiding your light deep inside, and you're, you know, like we were talking about, you're coming to this end of this cycle, and are you afraid you're going to fail, or are you afraid that you invested time in things and it's not going to unfold like you wanted it to? So it's going to be a time of reflecting on your fears. The number 11 is a master number, which for me also represents the kind of the first phase of our journey in the major arcana of our soul, which is kind of mastering our ego. You know, all these conditional love laws, all these things that are happening. And part of that process is understanding what you want to stand up for. During that, you know, phase, that first phase we go through, one of the things that were kind of brought to our face is this breaking away from blindly obeying or fearfully obeying the rules of like our parents, our society, and different things, because something clicks within us. It's a passion for something that suddenly we find something in our lives worth giving those up for. And so this fear is being brought, you know, right against your passion. And it's a time, this climax is happening with this full moon, where you're going to decide to break away from the old ways and the old thoughts of doing things and make a leap towards what you really want, your passions. Let me read from the book too here. Well, that was intuitive, so let's see here. It says, the time for courage is here. Fear is only useful if it teaches you something. You must examine whether your fears are old or new, useful or unhelpful, because fear blocks flow. And the saying for this is, I am courageous. It goes on to say, if there is one thing that stops people from fulfilling their dreams, or even getting things done that they want done, it is fear. Experiencing fear is built in. It's a chemical part of the way our brain works to protect us. Emotions such as fear cause the production of a whole raft of body chemicals that give us the best chance of coping with situations that need our attention to survive. There's a healthy kind of fear, the kind that warns us to keep out of dangerous situations or stay clear of someone who instinctively makes us wary. However, it would be a rare person who does not have at least one fear that does not serve them. A fear that is unrealistic or untrue, or perhaps based on an outmoded experience or something that's buried so deeply we only see the symptoms rather than the fear itself. So most fears have been formed with the positive intent of protection. We need to separate that intention out and deal with it in a more resourceful and less destructive way if we are to create ease and flow in our lives. And fear has many names. Covert ones are envy, jealousy, codependence, procrastination, bullying, people-pleasing, disconnection. More overt ones are avoidance, fear of failure, or fear of success. There is, however, a kind of antidote to fear, and it is courage. Fear will put up an initial resistance to courage, but it has no real long-term power against it. While we can be fearful and courageous at the same time, and I think courage contains a mighty big dose of fear, we can choose to face that fear and flow through it until we fear less and then eventually become fearless. The process isn't always graceful, right? It isn't always impressive because it may be slow and deliberate steps we take. Taking these steps isn't always easy. an understatement, right? It isn't always apparent to others. So it should be about measuring how far we have come and not worrying about what anyone else thinks. Comparison is useless. Courage is powerful, no matter what form it takes. And the companion stone or metal is aquamarine, which is kind of like this, I think. So I love that. What really stood out to me, especially with what we were talking about, with this choice that's coming between, am I going to press on and move toward this, what I was doing, or am I going to let go and move to a different area? And one of the things that mentioned there was the fear of failure and the fear of success. So that is something that you can look at as you're looking at determining that for you. And we're also going to take a card here from the Native Spirit Oracle cards and see what additional message the Creator has for you. All right, Creator, what else would you like those that chose card number 1 to know about their journey that's beginning, or whatever's going on these next 3 weeks here? Okay. It says walking in beauty. I love these cards. Almost looks like the area I currently live in. I love the sun shining, rising there. And let's see what this card has for you here. So this says, radiant beauty surrounds you. You're beautiful inside and out. So no matter what your age, your grace is growing. Being in balance. As you walk in beauty and feel gratitude for it, your life will be filled with immense splendor. Whenever you can, spend time in natural, wild spaces. As you see and hear and feel beauty around you, your own beauty will grow. And your native spirit wants you to know that in Native American traditions, there's the concept of walking in beauty. It's called Hazho Na'asha, if I probably mispronounced that, but that's in the Navajo Daina tradition, and it means being in balance with the natural way of life. When we're in the right relationship with the natural world around us, we're walking in beauty. The more you sense and see beauty around you in your environment, yourself, and your body, the more it will fill your life in all forms. Never say anything about yourself or your body that's negative. Don't put down yourself or others. Instead, affirm beauty and take time to adorn your body and personal space. Walk in nature and inhale the beauty of every part of our wonderful planet. Cherish yourself and the luminescence within you, and you will grow. And I love these cards because they give you a little journey that you can do on it. And it says, create outer harmony in your home environment, even in small ways, such as a vase of flowers, a scented candle, or clean windows. And your inner grace and radiance will begin to shine even more brightly. Wherever you go, look for beauty in your surroundings, and as a result, the world will become more beautiful. And that is great. I love that for this message here, because one of the things that helps you transform, all these fears, a fear destroyer is gratitude and thankfulness, right? So as you focus on what you do have in your life, what you are grateful for, what you are thankful for, that is where your energy goes, and that's where it grows in your life. If you're focusing on what you don't have and how things aren't working out, then you're feeding that, and you're giving energy and longevity to those emotions and those circumstances and situations in your life. So it's a very powerful thing to realize that you have so much in control of your own life by gratitude. So walk in beauty. Getting out into nature, away from all this, helps clear away these crows, all these thoughts too, because when you're out away from all the stuff that you're worried about, you see a new perspective about it as well, especially if you move up and if you walk up into a higher elevation above things and you can look down on things. It helps you see that higher perspective. All right, and then we're going to pull here from this Light Seers Tarot. Just see if there's any clarification, validation, or additional information. It'll be one of those for sure, right? All right, Creator, what else would you like those that chose card number 1 to know about their upcoming period of time here over the next 3 weeks or so? Okay. Those two, and then that one as well. Okay. So you got the 7 of Pentacles, and this is such a good card for this period coming up because it's like you've been doing the work, you know, the roots have been growing because the seed was planted, and so there's all this growth that's happening underneath, and you're just at the pinnacle where it's going to pop above, and you might even just see a little bit of growth above ground now, you know, with whatever it is, whether it was a relationship or, you know, work or, you know, anything along those abundance. You've been planting the seeds, you've been attending to it, and you can see how there's energy around his hands. So you've been putting energy into this dream, into this goal, into this thing that you're wanting to have unfold. And so now is the time where you're either going to be like, is it worth, do I really want to hang around for tomatoes? Because I really don't like tomatoes. This is an example. I do like tomatoes. But they, you know, or is it like, oh yeah, this is going to be an avocado tree and I'm so looking forward to getting the fruit from that. So this is that message of, you know, you're going to come to this point of fruit is going to start to pop up. You just have to wait a little longer because the season, it takes time for things to grow. You can't rush it. But are you going to put your energy into it, or are you ready to dig it up and throw it away and plant new seeds? Yep, Ace of Wands. So the wands, this is all about the fire, the newness, the like the initiation of things, the beginnings of new things, but also is about a new spark towards something. And I love this because in either case, whichever way you choose, whether you're going to go on to the next step of something, you know, like this was the first step of planting the seed and the roots growing, and now it's popping up above, and you're going to, you know, invest more energy watching the fruit develop, or you're going to get rid of that and dump it, you know, dig it up and make room for new seeds to be planted. In either case, there's going to be this renewed energy to move forward in things. So you're going to have that fire inside, that passion reignite toward this new sense to the current thing that you're doing, or for the new thing that you're going to do. In either case, it's going to be a fiery period of time for you. And the full moon energy helps expand things. So like I mentioned before, if you're focusing on gratitude and all that, that's just going to, the full moon energy even expands that. Although if you're choosing fear, that also expands if that's what you're focusing on during that period of time. Yep. And you got the Page of Pentacles, which is all about being grounded in new seeds. You can see here the bottom of his shoe there has the roots that grow down here through the bottom there. And I always look at this as becoming centered. You know, just know that the seeds that you're going to, the new seeds you're going to plant, or the old seeds that you had, just get centered in planning on the new venture that you might be doing, or if you are continuing and hanging in there and being persistent and persevering on the old thing, just stay centered. You know, I kind of look at this as like a hurricane, and this is the eye of the storm. Just don't look at all those fears on the outside. Just get grounded in that gratitude and thankfulness, and just know. I also kind of think this is the Wheel of Fortune, you know, even though it's the Pentacle, and it's like, yep, because things are about to change. You know, things are always changing, but you're either going to move to that next level, or there's going to complete change through it. I just see it's like a two-way path. It's one or the other. All right. And then lastly, I'm going to pull a card here from the Sweet Dreams, because here's the moon. So it has a lot of moon and star energy in here. So we'll see what else the Creator would like you to know about your 3-week period coming up. Okay. Any others? Okay, last pass. Nope. Okay, so it's just going to be these two. Yep, so ask for help. I am willing to receive help from the universe whenever and however it happens. So I like that, because we talked about, once you make a plan, either to continue doing what you're doing or a new plan, release the outcomes to the universe and trust the Creator. So, ask for help. The Creator and all of our support, all of your angels and guardian angels and your spirit guides and your loved ones on the other side, and your ancestors, and this whole group of beings of unconditional love and light. Before you came down here, you had these plans of everything you wanted to happen and experience during this life. And they're always working on that to have that come to fruition. But while you're here, you can still ask for additional help and additional answers and questions. And they are more than willing to, meddle in our lives. That's what I call it. Because as soon as I remember in the morning each day, they won't mess with us with our free will. So I willingly ask them to come into my life today and meddle in it, bring me the experiences that will be for my highest experience here, and that will give me my highest vibration of unconditional love. And they are more than willing, trust me. And then vulnerability. I allow myself to be vulnerable and honor my inner grace, wisdom, and beauty. So there's a beauty message there. So yeah, definitely, I see this vulnerability as being true to yourself, right? Don't take on what everyone else wants for your life. Be vulnerable, ask for what you want from the Creator, and be truthful and honest and open about who you are and what you want in this life. And we really don't have anything to fear. We care what people think because we think their opinion defines us. But when we find out that we're the ones that get to define everything about us, then we find our own inner beauty and we reflect that to the world. And, we're not, it's like a flower, right? Every flower is not liked by everyone, and it may not be that, the taste that person wants, and that's okay. And if we have that awareness that you don't have to please everyone in the world, you don't even have to please one person in the world, because you're here to experience this life and you get to choose what you want. So here comes the fire. Here comes the new fire for you. I love this for you. So just know as you go through each of these moments that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. We'll talk to you soon. You take care. All right. If you chose reading number 2, which is for the full moon, in general, not the specific Capricorn moon, then this is the reading for you. And I love it. Says surrender to the divine. And the information I get for this card, just in case you are interested, is from this Moonology Oracle guidebook here. And I love what they have to say. And these are great cards too. So for this general full moon, like I mentioned, surrender to the divine. This is like life coming to a head. There's going to be conclusions. There's going to be turning points that are going to come in there. And the full moon, of course, is the climax of the lunar cycle, going from, the dark new moon, where it doesn't show up all the way to the full moon, all the way back to the new moon again. So this is the brightness, and then it keeps going around. So it's a time to tune into your emotions, because your emotions are expanded by the full moon energy. And during this time, if you tune into your emotions, you're going to be getting the answers that you need for this transitional type of time that's coming. You can ask yourself, are my wishes coming true? And if they aren't, or if they don't, it means that there's something greater for you. And so we surrender to the divine. We trust the Creator. That, it's kind of like that country western song, thank God for unanswered prayers. It's like, well, I really wanted that. And it's like, well, I could have given you that, but you would have been settling for something so much smaller than what we have coming your way. What you have wanted to have come your way that we agreed to before we came down here, right? There might have been, I have this belief that we kind of sit down before we come down the planet and like, okay, this is when I'm going to be born. This is when I'm going to, leave the planet. And then these are all the things I want to experience as I go through. And, the Creator in all of their wisdom goes, well, in this period of time here, you're going to ask for this instead of this. Do you want us to give that to you or not? And you're like, no, that's a definitely no. Don't give that to me no matter what I say. And then they're like, okay. And then that's why things don't unfold as we have wanted, and expected while we're in this human form. All right. And before I jump into the actual reading, I always just love to greet the Creator and just say we welcome you so much into this moment with us. We know you're always around us, but we want to acknowledge your presence. And we're thankful that during these moments, you are just flooding us with your unconditional love that you have for each and every single one of us. So we welcome you. And we thank you. And we also welcome our large group of support, all our angels and guides and loved ones on the other side, and all that beings of unconditional love and light. We welcome you and thank you for helping bring through messages today. All right. And then we're going to start off by picking a card here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle and just kind of see what the Creator would like you to know about this week leading up to the full moon. And a couple of weeks afterwards. So it'll be about a 3 to 4 week, depending. But what the Creator would like you to know about the energy that's going to be coming your way. What would they like you to know? Creator for a card. Reading number 2. What would you like them to know about their energies coming up? Okay. There we go. And we got patience. Yay! That's number 36. And I love this, these images on here. So you've got this red balloon. You're looking out into the sphere of what's possible in the universe. And just knowing that, especially seeing the full moon here, this is all about the cycles of how things unfold. New moon, you plant new seeds, and then it grows up till it climaxes at the full moon, and then you harvest and start getting things ready and digging up all the old stuff that no longer is bearing fruit to make room for the new seeds that will start the whole cycle over again. So patience definitely comes into play. This is called the green corn moon, which I was actually going to say that it's like corn stalks, right? The husks, or whatever, the tall things that the corn grows on, the husks. Oh, the husk is the actual thing that you take off. And once that's all harvested, then you take all that other stuff and dig it out, because I don't believe it just automatically grows more fruit. So it says, patience. Enjoy the journey, not just the destination. The time has come to learn patience and avoid the lure of instant gratification. Slow down. Take your time. Things are happening. You just can't see it yet. Be loving and patient with your body. And it says, the little phrase for this card is, I take my time to enjoy the journey. Patience is a kind of faith in foreseeing. We might see the seed, but we foresee the flower. We might see the books on the table, but we foresee the degree at the end if we read them. If we think physically, we might feel the pain of a hard workout, but foresee and have faith in the muscles and fitness levels we will build. Patience is a way of experiencing the process of fruition. For some of us, we choose what is quick and easy. We may choose activities we know we will be good at. And these require no big process, no great challenge over time, and so no great achievement even if we're good at them. More difficult is a kind of patience in mastery where the skills or learning take time to accrue, and this is where the beauty of patience is born. When we truly realize the power of patience, we understand the power of gaining something incredibly deep and embedded rather than the quick hit of instant gratification. There is great power in going slow. There is also the lifelong benefit of power, of trusting, that you can hold a focus for a time for something big. For some of us, learning a physical skill enables us to fall in love with our bodies again, seeing it change and try over and over. We recognize its magnificence in all its weirdness, wonkiness, strength, weakness, and inherent wisdom. We get to feel the process and the miracle. And if our body doesn't quite get it, and we run out of patience, well, nasty self-talk is the last thing I would throw at it. After all, my body is not my enemy. Instead, I throw compassion and trust at it. The compassion that it is doing its best right now, and the trust that it will get me to where I want to go, even if that is eventually. I've learned to be patient. So the green corn moon encourages us to watch for growth and enjoy patiently the journey of growth. While we may not yet be at fruition, we're on our way. The companion stone or metal for this is jade. Love that. So it's going to be a period of, I like that. I mean, it's surrendering to the divine and having patience that things will unfold in perfect timing, even if it's not matching our timing, right? Okay. I'm also going to pull a card here from the Native Spirit Oracle. See what else the Creator would like those that chose card number 2 to know. All right, Creator, what else do you want those that chose the reading number 2 to know? Okay, that one's really sticking out here. We got the circle of life, and I love that. So the spiral that takes us on our journey to get back to the center. I love that circle of life. That's definitely, not going immediately to the middle, right? That does seem like a patience type of thing. So let's see here. We got the circle of life. So this says all things are possible. Stand in the center and be open. The 4 winds are bringing your dreams to fruition. This is all talking about fruition before, right? Embrace and accept where you are in the great circle of life. Bounty and abundance are flowing to you. If you've had relationship or financial challenges, things are about to change. And your native spirit wants you to know that the circle of life called the medicine wheel in Native American traditions symbolizes a cosmology that honors all the circles of life. Those in Western cultures tend to see life as linear. However, those in indigenous cultures see all life as a circle. When this card chooses you, it's time to honor and cherish all aspects of the great circle. All parts of the journey have beauty and grace. There's beauty in the rising sun, just as there is in the setting sun. To only revel in the rising sun and demean times of endings depletes your energy. Choose what is, and you become master of the universe, or at least your own personal universe. And I like these because they give you a journey that you can do. And it says, create a medicine wheel for yourself. It can be as simple as creating a circle of stones that you place on your desk, or making a circle of stones or pine cones that you lay outdoors. As you place each part of the circle, hold the intent that you're honoring all aspects of your life. And that's beautiful. That works so well with patience, doesn't it? You know, it's enjoying this part of the circle of your life and not trying to rush to get to the end or focusing on the, beginning, but it's focusing on this moment as you're placing that stone or that pine cone, right? It's like, I'm in this moment now. I'm in this moment now. I'm in this moment now. So I really like that. Next, I'm going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot, just to get some validation, additional information, or confirmation for you. So we like all the details we can get, don't we? All right, Creator, what else do you want those that chose reading number 2 to know about their next upcoming period here, 3 weeks or so? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So you got the Page of Pentacles, and I love it. This kind of almost reminds me of that circle of life, down there. When you look at these side by side, you just see the circle. For me, for this card, it also means like the Page of Pentacles. Pentacles is all about the external world. You can see the roots growing underneath his foot, going out here and digging deeper and becoming grounded. And so it's not about, rushing. The Page of Pentacles, like I look at the Ace of Pentacles, the very beginning of the suit, as brand new things happening. Like the start of a whole new journey. Whereas the Page of Pentacles, I have this feeling of, Ace started here, you've gone through a lot of stuff and you're ready now. You've hit the 10 of Pentacles and ready to go into something new, a more advanced level of that. So it's like the circle of life. It's almost like a spiral staircase, right? You've come full circle and you're ready to go up to the next level. So you take the steps up to the next level and go around again. And that's where I feel that this is saying is, these new things, like it mentioned, new things are coming. So just know that it's not, you're not going in circles, you're going in a spiral staircase that keeps going up and up and up and up. Yep, and here is, so Judgment card here, it just shows you that, again, this is so about going to a higher level, right? But this is also connecting to that higher person within you, and, the surrendering to the divine is, this is your spirit body that's living in, having this experience in this human body. You are more than your physical body. And you can connect, and like I talked about in the beginning we have the ability to talk to the Creator. We have the ability to connect to our angels and guardian angels and our spirit guides and our loved ones on the other side and our ancestors and the, fairies and unicorns, whatever other magical beings of unconditional love and light exist on the other side. We have the ability to connect to them because we are spirit and they are from the spirit world. And so, with this surrender to the divine, you can when this patience comes up in this circle of life, when you feel you're in all these directions or in this holding pattern, you can always talk to them and ask them for guidance and for signs and for information, and they will definitely provide that to you. So I love that for you. And just know that, when this judgment is also that your higher self here, you're going to have this gut feeling, and you're going to know which is the way that is for your highest experience here. You just have to get quiet and be patient and not rush into things. Quiet the noise and connect at that higher vibration to the other realms. Yep. And you get the Six of Swords. Swords are thoughts, mindsets, beliefs. And you can see there's 3 crows back here, which were the crows that were pulling the boat before. And now there's 3 new crows, which is telling you that you have new thoughts and new beliefs, new attitudes that are going to be guiding you, period, here. So don't be afraid to let go what no longer serves you and that you no longer resonates with you, and follow this new, because it'll take you to new shores. Beautiful. I love that. And then lastly, we're going to pull some cards here from these little Sweet Dreams cards and see what final messages the Creator has for you guys that chose the reading number 2. Just shuffle these up a little bit here. All right, Creator, what do you want the final messages for those that chose reading number 2, please? Okay, I feel like those. Any others? Yep. So we've got 3 here. So we've got regenerate. While I dream, I clear my mind of all negativity and my spirit is refreshed. So I love that. Let go. I am kind to myself and share my beauty with those around me. I let go of self-criticism. So I love that for you as well. Surrendering and letting go. Like this was talking about here, surrender to the divine is letting go. And then destiny. My dreams show me that I am the co-creator of my life and destiny. The circle of life. Yeah, definitely the co-creator. Before you came down here, you decided how you kind of wanted things to, when you were going to be born, when you were going to leave, everything in between. And this whole circle of life. And there's this destiny of things that you wanted to have happen, and they're unfolding. So when something, we of course forget that when we're born, there's this veil over, so it's all a surprise. Otherwise, how boring would that be? Having a book going, okay, today this is going to happen. No surprises. It becomes very drab and boring. So we leave that behind and veil ourselves from that so we can have this crisp experience of these things coming out of the blue that we didn't expect, And so as we're going through all that, we can ask ourselves when something's not unfolding the way we, as this little small human, think it should be. We can ask ourselves, I evidently have asked for this to come into my life because life is happening for me. So why would I have wanted this to come into my life? What can I learn from this about myself, others, in the world, right? I love this for you. So as you go throughout this period, just know that every moment you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. We'll talk to you soon. You take care. All right, if you chose reading number 3, which is the new moon in Capricorn, this is talking about your hard work is paying off, which is the energy that you were having around, it was on January 13th of this year was when the new moon was in Capricorn. So before we jump into information on this and the reading, I always like to start my readings off by just greeting the Creator. We are so grateful to have your presence here with us and that you care about every second of our life. And we're never alone because you are here with us, full of unconditional love for each and every single one of us. So we welcome you and we're so grateful for you. And we also welcome all of our support group on the other side, all of our angels and guides and loved ones, any of those other beings of unconditional love and light. We welcome you and thank you for helping bring through messages as well. The information just generally on this card comes from this Moonology Oracle card guidebook. In case you're interested, I thought I'd share that. So as I was saying, the last new moon in Capricorn was on January 13th of 2021. So whatever was planted then is coming up for fruition, in this full moon in Capricorn. So, back then it was about new starts, new improved work cycles, taking new actions, making new plans. So this is a time now with coming up with this full moon and going, okay, how has that worked out for me? It's time for adjustments, as we move into this full moon, to the next new moon period, which happens a couple weeks after this full moon. We can start to look at what do we want to let go. We're going to change directions, or are we going to double down on the direction we were going? So there's no more riding the fence. in just existing, pouring your light into a black hole. You want to make a plan, whatever it may be, continuing or exiting, pursuing that item. Put energy into all the little small steps. Don't become overwhelmed with the 1,000-step program, going, oh my God, I'm gonna have to take 1,000 steps, and then you just give up because you're already exhausted. You're looking at how much you have to go. Just look at the next step or the next couple steps and just work on those, right? So we're going to get clarification and more information on this, of course. So we're going to pull a card here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And we're going to see what the Creator would like those that chose card number 3, reading number 3, to know what the next upcoming period, the week before the full moon, and a couple weeks or so after. So 3 to 4 weeks is generally what we're looking at for this. All right, Creator, what do you want those to know that chose card number 3, reading number 3, to know about the energies or what they'll be facing? What information do you want them to be aware of? Okay. Resistance. And this is card number 25, so you can see the tight grip that you're holding on to there. And so definitely you see even all the birds flying around, all the growth. So Creator just wants you to be aware of the resistance that you have. It's not a ineffective thing to have perseverance, right? But like anything, there's a double-edged sword. We can be persistent and do things, or we can hold on for too long when, it's like, I don't know why they just showed me this, but maybe it's because the birds were on here, but they're like, when you have a bird that you're trying to care for and get it back to health, but it dies in your hand, and you're still holding on to it, and it's starting to decompose. I don't know why I have this vision, but decompose in your hand. And you're like, the bird's not singing anymore. It's not alive. Me holding on to this is actually becoming unhealthy for me. It's time for me to bury that and wash my hands. So the book talks about, again, this is, I flow through resistance and I am in control. Familiarize yourself with how resistance manifests for you, the overt and the covert. If you continue to have doors slammed in your face, turn around. There will normally be an open door. Procrastination is just another kind of fear. Move forward with confidence and persistence. There are 2 kinds of resistance. The first type we encounter when we keep getting obstacles placed in our way and our way is blocked. For example, we try to get a particular job in a particular field, but no matter what we do, it doesn't happen. This is external or overt resistance. Covert resistance, which occurs when we say we really want to do or complete something but feel resistance not to, is somewhat sneakier. All forms of procrastination fit in here, writer's block being a classic example. When we want to do something but get distracted and don't do it, or we just can't seem to engage our will enough, that's covert resistance. When we want to get rid of a bad habit, an addiction, an old pattern, in fact, anything we're thinking of releasing for the dark moon, and feel resistance in doing so, we have a big dose of covert resistance. We must battle the second kind of resistance like we would battle a crafty and terrible enemy. We must raise our shields and sharpen our swords and have a strategy to remove the resistance. In fact, we must flow through it. It's a battle we might have to fight more than once, but we will be resilient and vigilant, and fight it we will. For when we win, and we will win, the rewards are great. Why do we resist the things we say we want? Well, sometimes we don't really want those things. Most times, though, we're frightened about what might happen if we do get what we've asked for. What will people think? Will we lose our friends and family if we rise? Will it all be for nothing if we try and fail? But we must be willful and we must have courage. We must repeat to ourselves, this is what I really want for me. Yes, I am worth it. And then we stand up straight, put on our crown of sovereignty of our own lives, and go to battle. And the companion stone for that is red jasper. All right, I love that. And then we're going to pull a card here from the Nature Spirit Oracle cards. I'm just going to get additional messages from the Creator for those of you that chose number 3. All right, Creator, what else do you want? Those that chose card number 3. Okay, that one immediately said, me. Yep, Warrior of the Heart. And I love that we just finished reading about sharpening your sword and putting up your shield, right? Polar bear. And let's see what message we have here for Warrior of the Heart. It says, you have the radiant spirit of a warrior of the light. Be impeccable in all your actions. No matter what others believe, the Creator always knows the truth. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Immense courage is filling you. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to live life from your heart rather than your mind. Honor your truth. Speak up for yourself. Your native spirit wants you to know that the greatest native warriors weren't the ones who wounded the most people. They were those remarkable beings who had such personal power that enemies laid down their weapons rather than fight. There are times in life to step back and even times to walk away. But there are also times to stand up for yourself and those less advantaged. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your belief system. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means just that. Fearless. Acknowledge that you're frightened and take action anyway. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. Through your example, people find and act on their truth. You're a light bearer for others. And I like these cards because they give you a journey that you can do. And the journey says, list everything that you're afraid of. Then next to that list, write every reason why it's important to overcome that fear. In other words, what does that fear cost you? Then make a list of the various ways that you can overcome that fear. Beautiful. So I love that. So both of these messages and the clarification on here is all about persistence and about becoming a warrior, finding your inner courage and being you. They also both talked about, sometimes it's okay to walk away and give up something too. So that wisdom, is going to come from you. Do you really want that thing that you're investing so much energy into? Next, we're going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot, just to get some validation, confirmation, or new information, of course. Let's see what else the Creator would like you to know. All right, Creator, what else do you want those that chose card number 3 or reading number 3 to know about their upcoming period, please? Okay. So I got the 6 of Pentacles, and this is all about, I love putting this on the side because, we're kind of taught in society a little bit, but those that give are the ones that have power, and those that receive are the ones that are controlled and weaker or lesser than. But when you turn it on its side, the giving and receiving becomes, you can see this infinity symbol that goes all around here, right? See if I can do this a camera where it's showing backwards, so you can kind of see that, the infinity symbol there. So I love this because it's like, not only are you giving energy through all this, you're also receiving energy. And so it's important for you to both understand just the power that comes in giving, but the power that comes in receiving too. Because, when you have this this belief, that I can only, I need to be the one giving and not receiving, then you have this block where things won't come to you because it's about your worth. I'm only worthy if I'm able to give to others. But when you realize that amazing feeling you have when you give to others, if you don't allow people to give to you, you're cheating them of that feeling of allowing to give to you. So, working on that insecurity, working on that worth, your self-worth, and allowing it to be, this amazing thing that I am going to allow people to give to me because that's a gift to them. And you got the Page of Pentacles here too, which is about new things coming, the next stages. In fact, I think this card came out in all three readings, which is amazing. But it's about, you can see how here's about the roots going out from the foot here, being in this place here of, in the center, solid. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. And so really it's about knowing that you're going into the next phase of something. Usually the Ace of Pentacles is about brand new things coming, but I really feel this energy of the Page of Pentacles. It's the next level that you're going into. It's not a brand new, it's not like starting a whole new book. It's like going to writing the next section of that book, if that makes sense. And then you got the King of Cups, which, warrior of the heart. The cups is all about our emotions, and you can see how this burst of energy is coming from the heart. And this is the King of Cups, is where he's come to this mastery of his emotions. He's able to see that it's smooth sailing in the background, the sailing boat there. He has his finger that he's about to dip into this Ace of Cups, which is the heart of us, the place where we house the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. He's at peace. He's balanced, and I love that. With this whole warrior feeling and all that. It's also about this security that comes. The courage comes when you have everything inside of you, that everything on the outside is just extra. You have everything you need right here inside of you. Love it. And then we're going to end the reading here with some cards here from the Sweet Dreams to see what final messages the Creator has for those that chose reading number 3. Let me just mix these up a little bit here. All right, Creator, what's your final messages for those that chose number 3, please? Okay. Like this, let go. I am kind to myself and share my beauty with those around me. I let go of self-criticism. Beautiful. And lessons. I look for opportunities in life's challenges via my dreams, and I learn the lesson. Life happens for you, not to you, right? Then you've got joy. I follow my bliss and accept limitless joy. Yeah, definitely, when making the decision whether you hold on or let go, follow that which brings you joy. The logical mind, and I believe one of those said in here too about don't focus so much on the mind, but here you have your heart, the king of the heart. It's follow your heart. Follow that which makes your heart sing. Because why otherwise you're just existing. You're not really loving and enjoying life, right? You're not living, you're existing. So choose joy. If letting go brings you joy and go on to something else, then great, do that. Everything, I love lessons because there's no moment that's ever wasted. We come here to experience this life and to understand ourselves more deeply by the experiences we have. So every second we are experiencing, and so we're always learning and growing. So there's never a wasted moment, no matter what decision you make. So choose joy, choose your heart, follow your heart, and whatever unfolds is what unfolds. And at least if you're following your joy, you're having a lot of joy in your life, right? All right. Well, just know as you're going through this period of time that you are unconditionally loved every second by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. We'll talk to you soon. You take care.